Devin Booker's mini mixtape is me showing you why Devin Booker is one of the smoothest players in the NBA.
Booker, this is for the win. Got it!
He is one of the most talented offensive players in the league and can score at all three levels. More importantly, he has excellent court vision and is a very good passer. He makes heavily contested shots on a consistent basis, and when he starts feeling it, he can put up 50-plus points in a game. He loves using his left hand when finishing around the rim, almost like the Ben Simmons effect. One thing that surprised me on film was just how fast he is. When you think of Devin Booker, you for sure think of a scorer, but don't really associate speed with him. But I can tell you by watching him on film, he has serious speed and athleticism. I'm excited to see what him and Chris Paul can do this year, along with DeAndre Ayton. This is an opportunity for him to prove to the skeptics out there that he is the real deal and not just a stat stuffer.
6 points, Booker on it, Art loose. Up ahead to Booker. Book on the drive. Go back-to-back threes for Robinson.
Come up here. That's the one thing that Victor has worked on is the D2 in the third.
It was the issue. Book with it. Kind of felt like, okay, is
for you, and they've done that consistently this year. Weapon down there.
Booker working on Hardaway Jr. Tied up on the basics. Book on the baseline fade. Book on the drive, a little percent. Book on the drop.
Score them, and then just balance the
6 points, Portland lead. Top of the defensive rebound. Booker on a drop. Booker on the drive. High off. Get it. Ayton with another look. Booker leaning in.
Need to switch.
Booker takes on Montrez. On the floor for the Suns is Booker able to
catch and shoot. When Devin Booker gets to set his feet in open space, you can almost guarantee the ball is going to go in. I realize that Devin Booker has the ball in his hands the majority of the time, but he is very effective in catch and shoot scenarios. Somebody on TikTok commented to me that his swishes look the best, and they are right. They just hit differently. I'm still trying to figure out why shooters just have that special kind of swish, and I can't lie, I'm extremely jealous of it.
Devin without the ball working off of those screens.
Devin not started. They set it at 21 for the inbound.
Pass knocked away. Shards gathers back to Book for the triple. Yes.
Booker, a deep three. Beg your pardon, 4 of 6, 10 of 17 from the free throw line. Here is Booker. Booker, catch and shoot.
13th pick overall. Rubio on the drive. Kicks it back to Book. Inside to Sullivan, who played professional. Nice weak side defensive help. Book lets the three-pointer.
Body. If Booker isn't careful, he's going to put a lot of wear and tear on his body because of how physical he plays. Usually the defense is the one giving the offense the punishment. But when Booker is on offense, he is the one getting physical. I think all of the great players do this by using their strength combined with using angles on the floor correctly to not only draw fouls, but make their shots hard to block. When he uses the pick and roll, he is such a lethal shooter that the defense must go over the screen to prevent the open three-point shot. This opens up a driving lane and a 2-on-1 situation with Booker and the screener against the screener's defender. Booker uses the screen and then engages with his defender by putting his butt in front of him so he can't get back in front. Booker is an expert at this, and that's why it's important for the defense to switch up coverages so that he can't get into a comfortable rhythm.
That's a major weapon down there.
Booker working on Hardaway Jr. Tied up on the base.
They had Zoom workouts. He was paying attention to the practices. Booker baseline drop.
He didn't really stand there and take the hit total.
Loose. Up ahead to Booker. On the regather from Nader. Looking for the AJ moved ahead of you. The Suns' all-time free throw list. Coming back the other way.
Booker against Hardaway.
Drawing fouls. People are probably going to get sick of me saying this or think I'm exaggerating, but the reality is all great players in this league play the flopping game and are good at it. He doesn't flop every time he gets fouled, but every chance he gets, he embellishes contact to make it look way worse than it was. You can see in the clips the defense getting especially frustrated.
72 in the third.
And he didn't really stand there and take the hit totally.
Loose. Up ahead to Booker on the drop. Book on the drive and this freshman of the year. Book on the step back.
Gets in the game, can be fluid, and give them something that is definitely helpful.
Book with the
players have raised their game like this kid right here.
Mid-range. Devin Booker has a great mid-range game, and that's his primary way of scoring. And as we discussed before, because of how the defense plays him in the pick and roll. He has an excellent touch, and a weird thing I notice is when he shoots the mid-range, he doesn't hold his release sometimes. It's like he quickly flicks it up and brings his hand back down almost to give him touch so he doesn't put too much on it. To me, it's the equivalent of someone putting a floater up and they bring their hand quickly back down. He doesn't have a lot of experiences in the playoffs, but now come playoff time, a good mid-range game is crucial to score buckets, and it will be a great skill for him to have when the opportunity comes.
Elsewhere on the floor as Book circles around
To this evening, this afternoon.
in his career, especially in that stretch of games as Friday night for Phoenix. Book on the baseline fade. Had just one start in 42 games on the season in 14. Book Suns all of a sudden now down by 13.
Booker, 4 to shoot. Gets to the elbow. Good screen from 8. Shaman does a good job of
Johnson as Booker on the baseline.
And knocking down shots.
This is a matchup to watch. Booker. 21st time this season that he's done that.
You know, again, Chris Paul has had his injury to really fight here in the first half.
Book on the surprising for Phoenix, but
Although Phoenix has earned the right to have raised their game like this kid right here. Below 59%. Booker stopping on it. Stein. Here is a shot.
Mid-range pump. As I've stated, his mid-range is phenomenal, and he usually uses the mid-range game off a pick and roll. His defender is chasing him, so Booker knows the defender will be working extra hard to get back in front of him. To neutralize or counter the defender's aggression, he uses the ball fake to either freeze the defender or let the defenders fly by him, and then he capitalizes on the open shot. A lot of people, when they pump from this position, fall off balance. However, Booker has tremendous balance, so it allows him to successfully perform this difficult shot. He also used the mid-range pump to pass as well when he notices defenders don't fall for the ball fake, but are still staring at him and he has their attention.
Book sets up.
Booker doubled, faking and jumping over the frame. Up that foul. Takes his time, ever patient inside.
1v1. Devin Booker has an array of moves when he goes 1v1. He's almost an impossible matchup because of his ability to score at all different levels. There aren't many weaknesses to his offensive game. I still laugh at the viral video of Joakim Noah sending a double team towards Booker in a summer pickup run. Can't say I'm not with Noah because if you want to win, you aren't stopping him with just one guy.
The Twilight Zone.
Book with a drive. Book there. Booker off the base screen. Look.
It's been the struggles against teams they should be.
But out top ISO against Cal Korver. Gets around Korver, sees 2 other defenders, and you know, you got LeBron James, you got Anthony Davis. They made, 22 free, however minor they may be.
Main script to come up with this environment, man, and to make this court look, man, it's just been pristine.
Book on the drive. Book thought about it. Sizing up Hardaway Jr. again. On the drive, just Friday. He is 3 of 4 here so far tonight.
What a cut off of him and knew he was wide open.
Dribble hesitation. He's had a good start. Booker. Yeah, that was the issue. Book with it.
Leonard invites Booker baseline. He decides to pair. They had Zoom workouts. He was paying attention to the practices. Booker baseline. He misses there.
Phoenix.
You had it in a tough spot.
Lead again for Phoenix. On Booker. Step back baseline.
Layup.
And the corner.
He essentially has
Regather from Nader.
looking for the can't shoot it too quickly.
Booker working, gets right behind Booker cut the baseline.
That was a heck of a catch, man.
Step with some Achilles soreness. Book. Bibles had his hand full with Booker to Nap. Booker working on the smaller Neto.
Transition crossover. Booker absolutely loves this move in transition. This is a great drill to rep out in a gym on your own if you want to practice footwork. I try to stress to players all the time how efficient these guys in the NBA are, not only with their dribbles, but their footwork. He's so good at this move, it almost looks like he is floating. Watch how he strides with his 2 steps as well.
Great hustle, too, to save it.
Book base. Book trying to get going. Robinson go back-to-back threes for Robinson. Break right there. Booker head down, barrels to the rim. Heart loose. Up ahead to Booker on the back by Booker.
I think I'd rather see Christian going to the basket.
Move shooter. Book explodes. Jake. This is it.
At a high rate, that just wins you games. Look.
Cutting. Devin Booker has an excellent feel for the game, so it's no surprise to me that he is talented moving without the ball. I know a lot of teams have shooters just spot up in the corner, but if you learn to cut at the right time, you'll get easy layups or force defenses to react and opening up one of your teammates for an uncontested shot. Cutting is what takes you over the top from being a good offense to a great offense, in my opinion.
Spain, actually. Here's a great pass by the... Here comes Rubio dancing into Curry and finding Booker in